All right. Kate, will you text Mick and tell him to hop on because we're ready to rock? Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? So here's the deal. Not too many times do we get to have a guy here in Oregon do the things that Mick Abel has accomplished already and what the future holds for him, which we're really excited. We're going to get to know him a little bit more personally. And then also we're going to talk about what he's doing for training, what he's done in the past, and in the future. So I'm really excited about it. Get ready to rock. So we're just going to wait for him to jump in here, and then we're going to let the questions roll, baby. Here we go. Everybody, Dylan McClain, what's up? I see you. Danny Alvarado, Unique Showtime, Joey Cartel. Woo! We got a party. Hi, Emily Sakis. All right, Mick Abel joined, baby. Let's go. Mick, how do I get Mick on here? Mick, send me a request, baby. Beep. You know, some of these pictures, you know, you gotta like, there you go. Request add. You gotta help out, you know. That's what us catchers do, is that we help out the pitchers a lot and stuff. And so that's what I'm gonna do right now for Mick.
What's up?
Same shirts too, baby, like we coordinated.
Reppin, let's go.
Reppin, dude. Hey, so hey, we have some good questions already. Like I was gonna ask you some questions myself.
Okay.
But I think that we need to probably start just getting into the live questions from the fans because
all right.
I think we already have like 15 questions.
All right.
Okay, hey, so Mick, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. You know?
Why don't you fill everybody in, like what are you doing right now with your mindset and how this quarantine lockdown has affected you and where are you at right now?
Yeah, so I mean, at the start of everything, like when school got shut down and, you know, everybody had to go into self-quarantine, it was, I mean, I wouldn't say my hopes were high for a season just because, I mean, I knew that this was probably going to last pretty long. So, you know, I kind of expected the whole season getting shut down early. So I just kind of put my mentality back into grind mode like it was in the off season. So, you know, right now I'm just trying to treat this like an off season and, you know, do my best to get better each and every day.
Yeah, you know, because you're a little bit different than everybody else is they're going to still continue with the draft. And you got to be ready to go because we've heard there might be a combine. There might be like, who knows if you're going to play in a game before the draft happens. And you're in a position that you still need to showcase what you got. You're ranked extremely high. That doesn't mean we can't solidify that ranking or even try to jump the rankings and everything you got going on right now. So, I mean, you're letting it loose. You're staying strong. I mean, if they said, hey, Mick, you got 3 innings tomorrow, you're pretty much ready to rock, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped. I mean, I don't really know if all these pre-draft showcases or combines are really going to happen, but, you know, I mean, I'm taking it day by day and just working my tail off just in case there is. So yeah. I'm ready to gun it.
Yeah, so let's talk about Jesuit, though. You lost your senior year. And I know you won't talk about it, but I will. We were going to have thousands of people at your game, especially when you're going to face the Dylan McClain, one of your best buddies. It was going to be insanity, and everybody who was important in the game of baseball was going to be at that game. Little bit of a letdown, maybe, that you don't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last half of what you said. It's for some reason the video paused.
Oh, it cut out a little bit? No, I was just going to say, hey, like, so with your high school season, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So with your high school season, there's going to be a couple games, especially when you face Dylan McClain. Like, there's probably going to be like 5,000 people there, and anybody who was important in the game of baseball was probably going to be at that game. That has to be a little bit of a letdown for you.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a letdown. I mean, me and Dylan kind of talked about that all off season. Like, we couldn't wait for that matchup because we knew it was going to be a good one. So, you know, not being able to play against him, not being able to pitch against him is kind of tough to think about. But, you know, we're working with each other each and every day and, you know, making each other better.
I know. And the funny thing is, though, is like we should just let everybody know that you're 1-0 against Dylan. Like, you have the title, you have the belt.
It's true.
Because I know he's watching.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's 1-0, baby.
Dylan just said he was about to take you yard, though, this season. So
yeah, he doesn't hit.
Hey, so let's jump into the questions right now. Dylan wants to know how many times you eat at Wendy's a day.
I actually, Dylan, I haven't had it in like about a week, so I'm abstaining from putting terrible food into my body at the moment.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, I'm not going to tell you who this is, but you're going to have to probably figure it out. Who is your favorite aunt? And one of
I
them.
definitely know who asked that. It was probably my Aunt TJ. I mean, I don't really have a favorite aunt. I mean, I love them all in the same way. Like, obviously,
Yeah. Okay.
can't choose
Obviously, they're the
favorites.
best. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Who was your favorite MLB player growing up?
Growing up, so I played a lot of MLB like 2K games on the Wii, and I was a huge Giants fan, and or still am, and my favorite player to play with was probably Buster Posey, and so
Yeah.
I always looked up to him. I mean, obviously he's a stud and everything, so I mean, yeah, I've always looked up to him as a player and as a person.
Yeah. And then to go along with that question, you got to try. Everybody knows you got to play on a lot of different teams. Who has been one of your favorite coaches that you got to be on the same team as, that managed you or was on the team as like an honorary coach
Hmm.
in your travels? Like, who stuck out to you? Like, actually meeting them in person was pretty cool.
Uh, I mean, last year at the PDP League, we had Derek Jeter as an honorary coach, but he wasn't from my
Right.
team. But even though he wasn't from my team, that was probably my favorite. I mean, listening to all the wisdom that he had to share with us, like we kind of picked his brain and, figured out what we need to do to better ourselves and ready ourselves for next steps in this process. So I think it was really cool having him as a coach.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that had to have been an awesome experience. And the unfortunate thing is like this year's draft or the guys coming up, the PDP just got canceled, so they're not
Yeah.
going to get that experience that you got, which was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, no, I think that not having that this year kind of sucks just because it was such a valuable experience for me, just like learning from all the greatest baseball minds that are, around today. So not being able
Right.
to have that's definitely going to be it's going to be a bummer for them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the questions. Hey, and for everybody that's joined in right now, if you guys have any questions, I can look down below and see them. Yeah, some of them are pretty funny. I'm probably not going to ask a couple of them. But we have a fan that wants to know when you're going to hit 100 miles an hour, Mick.
Uh, that's a great question. I don't really know. I mean, 99.5 doesn't really count. So, I mean, it'll come
You
when
know
it
what?
comes. I don't
Like,
really,
that's pretty close. That's pretty
yeah,
close.
yeah. I mean, I'll take it, but, always trying to
Yeah,
get better. So it'll
dude.
come.
Dude, I love it, Mick. All right, hey, so my next thing is like we have a fan that wants to know which team are you hoping to get drafted by. I kind of know the answer. Like you'll take anybody who wants you, but do you deep down would like to see yourself play for somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be really cool to play for the Mariners. I mean, I've been a Mariners and Giants guy ever since I've been little, and being a Northwest guy, I think it'd be really cool to represent my region and play for the Mariners. I think it'd be dope.
Yeah, and then I could just drive up I-5 and watch you play
Yeah,
every
friends and
fifth game.
family,
That'd be pretty
that'd be
sick.
nice.
Yeah. Oh man, that would absolutely be sick. Okay, we have a pretty
Nice.
funny one. Did you ever win a swim meet when you were on the Jesuit JV swim team?
Well, I mean, I never technically won a meet, but I won a bunch. I won pretty much all the heats that I was in. So, I mean, they were all JV races. So, I mean, didn't really count towards the top.
That baby.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, now let's do this one. Let's do a serious one because you are technically rated the number one right-handed high school pitcher in the country. You got a very big arm. Post, like, what is your post-workout routine for like a cool down or whatnot? We have that question was probably asked like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
What's
So,
your routine post-workout?
I mean, like right after my bullpens, like right after I'm done, we do TheraBand work. So it's a bunch of variations of forearm deceleration stuff and a lot of pushes and pulls. And then I do some light dumbbell shoulder mobility and exercises. So like, what is it? T's, Y's, straightforward arm raises. We do elbow on the knee, internal rotations with the shoulder. So
Yeah, dude.
that's I'd say that's basically it for me. And then sometimes I'll run or bike or whatever.
Right, absolutely. Hey, Thomas Dukart just gave you a shout out, called you the GOAT of all time. So we got to recognize TD for jumping on board because normally he doesn't do this stuff. So for you, I feel like it should be a little bit of an honor
Yeah,
for you to
TD,
do
I think the
that.
buzz cut's coming. I think the buzz cut's coming to my head.
Oh, man, it's just getting long, isn't it, Mick?
Not too bad.
Okay. Hey, this is a great question because I was a catcher. What can a catcher do for you at your level to enhance what you got going down on the mound, like to make you look good on the mound? What can catchers do?
Yeah, the best catchers that I've had, they've always been really positive no matter what the scenario is. So, like, if I'm not having a good game, he'll come forward, we'll call time, and he'll come.
We cut out a little bit.
I think that's probably one of the most valuable parts about a baseball player is being supportive.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here's the deal. What people really don't know is that you can absolutely hit bombs.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're one of the best hitters that basically probably on the West Coast. It's an
Yeah.
underrated feature of your game.
That's facts.
Do you have any fond memories of hitting jacks? Because I remember at 13U, we talk about that one a lot. It still hasn't landed yet.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, where was it? Well, one of my best memories from hitting nukes was in the Little League. So we made the state tournament when we were 12, and we were playing Sheldon, and I went 3 for 3 with 3 absolute nukes over the scoreboard at Alpenrose. So that's probably one of my best memories.
Hey, was James Porter on your team at that time?
Yes, he was. I think he hit 2 bombs and I hit 3 that game, so I got him that time. But
oh, dude, Porter! Shout out to James Porter. You guys grew up. You guys are an absolute monster duo. And then the mean old Bat Company club came and snatched you up and recruited you guys.
Yeah.
And
got
then
us away from Sunset JBO. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
and
you,
then
thank
we
you.
formed the Honey Badgers.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
okay, so real quick, we have a fan that wants to know, like, your give us the brief version of, I know you went Little League, and then obviously we just talked about you joining on the Bat Company 13-14s. People want to know, like, what you did this, like, last summer and all the teams that you played for. Now, it's a long list. Give us some of your highlights of, like, some teams and what events you played this last summer.
Yeah, so I got to do a lot of fun stuff. I had a lot of really good opportunities last summer. Like, being the summer that's going into my senior year, like, that's probably the biggest year for, like, high school baseball players. So I think we did, we won the state championship, and then, like, 2 days later.
Against Dylan McClain, who
Dylan
said you're
McClain and
second
Central
best.
Catholic. Yeah, they're weak. But anyways, I think I did the state championship game. We won that, and then like 3 days later, I was already in Arizona at the Perfect Game National Showcase. That was a really fun event. And then straight from there, after like 3 or 4 days of being in Arizona, we went to pretty much most of the guys that were at the event for those first 3 days. We all went to IMG Academy down in Sarasota for the PDP League, which was like the top 80 kids in the country. They all go down, and we had 4 teams and everything. That was really fun. And then from there, they took the top 40 kids out of the 80 kid PDP League, and we went to the inaugural high school MLB. Like, MLB partnered with USA Baseball, and they ran this high school all-star game in Cleveland, which was a few days before the MLB all-star game. We got some dope sleeveless jerseys from that. That was really cool.
Yeah, because you got the gun show going now, man. You put on some weight.
Yeah, no, it's
flex it up.
Yeah, no, I should start wearing that jersey more to the facility. But we did that, and then after that, I had some downtime. So I think I was home for 3 weeks over the summer, and it was in those 3 weeks where, I kind of got better, just started to maintain what I had and left in me at that point. And then from like right after those 3 weeks, me and Dylan and a couple other guys that train with Gundy out of the Bat Company, we went to Airy Coves down in Long Beach.
Yeah.
That was really fun. That's my second year doing it. Great event.
Yep.
Expected nothing less from them. It was really fun.
Yep. Yep. Hey,
And
Dylan.
then,
Hey, Mick. Dylan wants you to flex for the viewers.
nah, they gotta stay safe out there. They don't want to see this. They don't want to see the gun show.
Yeah, baby. Hey,
But
tell us after Area Coach, just tell us a little bit about your USA experience, man. Going over to Korea and then playing over against Chinese Taipei and all that fun stuff. I got a chance to watch you at like 3 in the morning. That was a lot of fun, man.
yeah, no, it was really fun. So I'm kind of a cool little story behind that. I got cut the year before, and I mean that was like my dream to play on that team and everything. So, I think that motivated me a lot to make the team this year. And as an underclassman, it sucked, but I looked forward to the next year being an upperclassman, being eligible for the team for the actual
Yeah.
age group. And
Yeah.
so the whole process was kind of insane. Like it took a pretty long time for them to narrow it down, but like once they, drilled that final roster and announced it to us, like I was like out of my mind excited. It was
There's
really
a pretty
cool
good
opportunity.
video on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, when was it? It was Coach Leggett jumping into the circle of the guys. That was really sick.
Yeah.
But no, that was a really fun experience. Like I'd never been out of the country, let alone like on a vacation just to play baseball. That was a really cool experience. And seeing how the rest of the world plays baseball compared to the United States, it was kind of a culture shock because
Right.
a lot of them will play small ball, or they'll just they're attackers, they're grinders, whatever. But
Yeah.
it was cool to play, even though we came away with the silver. Like obviously we're aiming for the gold, but
Right.
I mean, I have such great memories from everything that happened on that team.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, Mick, I won't keep you too much longer, but I have a couple more questions that we got to get through.
Keep shooting.
Question.
Hey,
All
shout
right.
out those USA boys in the chat. I see you.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Eyes on.
Any superstitions that you have?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So for every hat that I own, sorry for the hair, normally it looks better. But every hat I own or that I game, like I always write KA and an arrow pointing towards the catcher. And my dad wrote that on like my first I think it was my first hat of my first year of coach pitch or kid pitch in Little League. And it was to kind of just help me dial it in, put those blinders on. And I think I've just carried it through my late teenage years up until now. So that's one of them. I drink a Bang before every game.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that, because one of the next question is, what's your favorite Bang flavor?
Oh, really?
From Alex Drew. UW commit, big
that's
arm.
a good question. I got a lot of favorites, but
yeah. So we need your number one go-to right now.
Right now?
If you're going to the store right now, what are you getting?
If I'm going to my trusty spot, Wankers, I'm always getting a lemon drop. But if I'm going to the gas station down the street, I'm getting what am I getting? I'm getting a pina colada Bang. Very good. Very tasty.
Dude, I love it.
Very tasty.
Hey, Mick. Okay, so this next question is from a little guy. What position did you play when you weren't pitching? And then I'm going to you're going to announce what position you played, and then I'm going to give some funny stories about that position when you played when you were younger.
Okay.
Go for it.
So pretty much up until this year, I've been a first baseman, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
You were. Do you remember your experience as a Honey Badger playing for Coach Dukart, playing first base and cut off and relay, and you being out of position?
I remember
any of those verbal communications.
Countless practices. I could never get that stuff right. Like never. I could never get it right. I had no clue where to go. It took me a few years to figure out.
That's okay.
I just had no clue where to go.
That's all right. But when you have a big time arm, man, it doesn't matter if you play position, you know what I mean? So It's all good. Hey, okay. So during this time, man, your mental, I'm going to call it the Sasquatch mentality because I'm claiming it.
Okay.
But not really, dude. You were born with it. You have awesome mom and dad who raised you right. You got a little brother that throws shades on any hater. A little shout out to Theron out there crushing people on comments. I love it. What advice would you give to the kids right now going through this? Don't know when we're going to play again. Just a little hype session for them. Like, how are you staying mentally strong during this time?
For me, I mean, it's pretty hard, questioning and thinking about when we're going to play again. So I think for everybody out there, like the little guys especially, it's what you make of what you have for time right now. So, I mean, whether it's going and playing catch with your dad, playing catch with your neighbor, doing whatever, I mean, hitting wiffle balls in the front yard, it's what you can do right now to better yourself rather than procrastinating and getting lazy and complacent.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, that's such gold. And then along those lines, do you have like a quote that you kind of live by, or like a mental toughness quote, or like an inspirational quote that you could remember, or that stuck with you, or any like motivational speaker that you like listening to before the game, or anything like that?
Yeah, one thing that my dad has always said is complacency kills. So, I mean, it's hard to be lazy in this house, you could say.
I know,
So,
Neil. Yeah.
so I mean, that's probably the one thing that I live by is complacency kills. Like you always got to be on the move.
Oh,
Always got to be doing something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, so we have a viewer that wanted to know how you chose Oregon State out of your college picks.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's list maybe 3 or 4 that you're really interested in, and then what made you choose Oregon State?
yeah. So at the time, at the time that I committed, it was it was like the end of my freshman season. So like probably June. And some of the probably my top 3 at that point were it was Oregon State, TCU, and Vanderbilt. And I mean, I visited TCU, but I never visited Vanderbilt. Just talked to the coaches on the phone. But for Oregon State, for me, like I've been a Beaver fan my entire life, so that made the decision a lot easier. And then, I mean, what's better than having your family be able to come and watch you play 45 minutes down the road? Like, I couldn't think of anything better than that. Like, obviously, I want my family and my friends to be able to come watch me instead of paying a bunch of money to go fly across the country. And
Right.
plus, they've got some top-notch
Okay.
academic opportunities in the fields that I would like to study. And I mean, the coaching staff's amazing. Coach Dorman, Coach Canham, Coach Bailey. I mean, everybody down there is freaking
Legit.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I love all of them.
Yeah, Coach Wellesley's just going on
Oh, yeah,
right
I
now
see
in the
that.
comments saying, "Go Bees, dude." Wellesley,
Yeah.
you the man. We love you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then this is my last question for you: is give us your basically pre-pitch routine. There's the guys that really want to know as far as arm care. Oh my gosh, Logan, you do look good. You do look good, Mick.
Thanks, Lug.
All right, give us your pre-pitch routine. Like, okay, you're about ready to pitch that day. People want to know the basically how you're taking care of your arm.
Yeah, so it's kind of adapted from last year. I mean, obviously, it's been a few months since I pitched in a game. So this new routine that I've got before I pitch in a bullpen inside, it's a lot of stretching. So probably 20, 30 minutes of like hardcore stretching on my legs before I even pick up a baseball or do anything else. So just static stretching, just quad pulls, you're sitting on your butt, just reach, touch your toes, a lot of butterflies, a lot of T-spine mobility stuff. So laying on your back and, putting one leg up and then crossing it over your body, a lot of mobility. And then from there, I go into like a jump roping thing. So just a little jump roping routine and, just go single leg hops. We got, double jumps. We've got the running one, I don't even know what to call it. And then I do like I don't know what it is. I think it's like scissor hops and I go like left and right. And I think I call it good right there. And then from there I go to the Jager bands and do my
Shout
full
out to
routine
Jager
there.
Band for making a hell of a product.
Yes, sir. I actually use the junior bands when I can, whenever they're available in the facility, just because it gets you hotter a lot faster. So instead of putting all that strain on your muscles before you pitch, and then from there I'll go to the plyo wall, and do reverse pick, or not reverse picks, pivot picks with the blue 8 ounce driveline plyo ball, and then from there I'll go to the billy club swings with a 2 pound billy club, do the little routine that I've got for that, and then from there we go into catch play. And beginning of catch play, I use the 7 ounce baseball from driveline, like the actual baseball one, just to get my arm path and sequencing good, before I throw, and then pick up a baseball, long toss, and
Let it rip.
go out to the distance that I'm comfortable at, and then come back in.
Yeah, baby. Okay, we need to give a shout out to two people. One is Kevin Gunderson Baseball, Gunderson Pitching Academy, Kevin Gunderson. Maddox, it's your birthday today. Kevin's little guy, so happy birthday. Maddox, you stud. Turned 5 today. Talk about Gundy, though, because he's in our facility now, and he's killing it. Put a lot of time into you. Go ahead, talk to us a little bit about Gundy.
Yeah, Gundy, I started going to Gundy when I was a freshman. It was right before my freshman season, and ever since then, he's been such an amazing guy for me and my family. He's a very good mentor for me and for everybody that he works with, and obviously he's very knowledgeable about the game. So having him there for me, if I ever have questions about pitching or if I ever need anything, he's a very good outlet for me. And he's helped me immensely the past few years, whether it's with pitch development or keeping everything smooth within my delivery, and help prepping me for every season and helping me maintain. So, he's done so much for our community at the bat company. And
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
I love Kevin.
the thing is too. I mean, in all seriousness, with the draft coming up, I mean, the thing is we're doing all your analytics and measurable tools, which you're off the charts. And so, I mean, Gunderson's studying, he's investing in new analytical tools and cameras and everything like that. We're doing it with Rhapsody, which is another great product. So shout out to Rhapsody for being badasses during this time, because we need you. So, Mick, talk a little bit about the analytical side and just what you're doing. We don't need to go in depth, because I know 99% of the people watching have no clue what spin efficiency is, but it's all good.
Yeah. So, last year going into my junior year, a big thing for our development was the Rapsodo machine, the little pitching tank. And Gundy got it in March, and as soon as he got it, we went in there and started fiddling with it and, just getting everything in tune. And ever since then, we pretty much use it every bullpen. And the analytical side of baseball is obviously a very new part of baseball. So, I mean, it's just part of the ever-changing game. And I feel like I'm pretty well immersed in it, as well as Gundy and most of the kids that go into him. And, it's a game changer when it comes to pitch design and, cleaning up mechanics or cleaning up release point and everything like that. So, I try to utilize that to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
So, Zach.
Okay. Second shout out, Kent over at Roke Performance Therapy and those homies over there, Alex Molden, game changers. You're there all the time, whether it's Zoom now or when they open again, you'll be there. Talk about Kent and what those guys do for you over there.
Yeah, Kent and Steven and Nifo and all those guys, they've been a part of my process since like sophomore year. And Kent really took me in after I had my shoulder surgery on my labrum sophomore year. And, ever since then, they've been such crucial pieces of this puzzle that we're trying to put together. And, they've done countless things, like letting me in to work out and having us have access to all the recovery options and everything like that. And obviously they did some pretty huge things this last fall with our Roke Elite group. And, we're already seeing some really good progress, and everybody that did it, like, we're getting stronger, we're getting better.
So if you're saying that you want to be a dude, you would probably need to go to Roke, right? If you actually want to do something with your life, you would agree with that?
Yeah, if you're trying to get bigger, go to Roke. There's no better facility.
There's no
better facility in the Portland area. Nothing.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Okay, last easy question. Well, this might not be easy for you. Okay, you're about ready to take the mound. You got your AirPods in. Our last question is, what is playing on your playlist in your AirPods before you take the mound?
Yeah, I got dubstep going before I pitch. I mean, anything to get my heart rate up and get me pumped up for the game. I'm trying to get ready to fire. So love me some dubstep before a game.
Yeah, baby. All right, Mick, dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on to our show and everything like that.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you tell everybody to rep our Sasquatch